So what does it mean to be a futurist? There's a lot of, what's interesting about it is people think futurists are trying to predict the future, but they're not. They're trying to see where the trends are taking us, and then they're trying to get people to think about what is the type of future that we actually want to create, and how to move from where we're going to where we want to be, as I said. But the futurists also have a range of methodologies. It's a strange discipline because the future has not yet happened. So how do you study the future? Well, there's many different methodologies that futurists have developed. There's Delphi polls of experts. There's there's trend analysis. There's systems thinking, where you look at interrelating variables over time. There's scenarios, where you develop a sequence of events if certain conditions were to happen. And then based on that, you can develop a science fiction story where you add characters and they interact over time with that scenario. And even futurists talk about intuitive forecasting, where sometimes you can't get all the information and data you want before you have to make a decision. So you have to try to put the pieces together to, make the best coherent whole picture you can to make a decision. But it's, so there's many different methodologies. But to me, the thing that drew me to future studies in the beginning is because it is more whole systems thinking. And it's looking ahead, and a lot of futurists are more systems thinkers. They're looking at dynamic systems analysis, and to me, that's what drew me to future studies. And so it's a very interesting field because people also come from all different backgrounds and disciplines, which makes it interesting when you get together with a bunch of futurists, because then they're bringing different backgrounds to the table. Yeah. So futurists do many types of things too. They do consulting, they do teaching. I taught in a university for many years, so that was my particular thing. But consulting is another major thing. Working with different community organizations is another. I mean, what I found that's interesting over the years, everybody's interested in the future actually, which is quite interesting. No matter what type of work you do, what kind of field you're in, you will find people that are, trying to look ahead, because otherwise you're not making the best decisions. So I think myself, if you have a kind of broad-based view of change in some area, and you can share that with people, a lot of people are interested to hear that, and then to see how that applies to their particular area of interest and work.